And so I think it's important that you understand the clinical trial process. I'm not saying that the pill is bad. I just want you to think about how to make health decisions for yourself. You want to be especially vigilant, especially staying on top of it. Once I got the information I needed, I started to move in that direction about how to make health decisions for yourself.
In your mind, what would you say to brothers that's not vaccinated or just people in general?
I'm glad to hear you are protected, and thanks for being so honest here on Keeping It 100, because that's what we do.
CMPRadio.net, the voice of Chester.
Hey y'all, welcome to Keeping It 100. I am your host, Dr. Krista Motley. We're about to have a real live conversation today. We are reporting from CHESPENN Studios right on 9th Street. So before we get started, I just want to say hey to George.
Hey, Doc.
I was on vacation.
Oh, no.
I was shooting from Jamaica beaches.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I'm back. We had a wonderful time. The first time without the kids in like 3 years. Yeah. My mom said she officially retired for keeping my kids for longer than 1 week. And so I don't know what I'm going to do next year.
Yeah. Nah, you got to do that every 5 years.
Oh, my gosh. She said, I ain't doing this no more. But anyway, we had a good time. I'm back. How you been? What you been up to?
Welcome back. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, even though you was working the whole time.
It's all good.
She still was working, like in Jamaica. Come on, chill.
I was on the beach working. It's different when you on the beach. Like the vibe is different.
No, I mean, but I'm glad you got away. Nothing. I've been still working. I'm still trying to get the message of how important our health is. Even me, I'm gonna probably make an appointment here.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
But no, seriously though, because I don't have insurance, and I think this is like a big day for me. So.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
You just like soak it all in. Like you got your booster 2 weeks ago. You left me.
I'm on board.
You about to make a doctor's appointment.
Listen, my friend is a doctor.
Wow,
my friend is a doctor.
Gee.
So I get to call you and get doctor stuff.
You doing your thing. You doing. I'm proud of you. But I just want to. I know we're not doing COVID much anymore, but we can't ignore COVID. I was looking at some stats yesterday. 400 people in the U.S. per day are dying of COVID. It is not gone. It is still here. We can't just accept this as it's okay. It is not okay. It's heartbreaking. 15,000 people in August. 15,000 people die of COVID. It's just like crazy. And the people that are dying mostly are people that are not vaccinated. And so we have to do better. We are not going to belabor this. We have 26 episodes on COVID vaccines and educating everybody. So you can always go back and watch that. But we can't just accept 15,000 people dying a month from a disease that has a vaccine. So I don't know. That just hit me hard.
I mean, we say that every week, but it hit the home every week because it's important. Like, first of all, we have to catch up with our health. That's on the health list now. We have no choice. Unless you want to wait to get sick, and then you don't know what it's going to do to you. So it's just for precautionary reasons. It's just to be, we're not forcing it, but we trying to tell you to get on the boat. Okay?
Get on board. Get on board. Shout out to everybody that got their vaccine, and a super shout out to people that got the new booster. I ain't even get my new booster yet.
See, I beat Doc.
He got his new booster.
But my arm is still.
Stop it. Don't start. Oh, man, y'all killing me.
I'm just playing.
So if you do want to get the new booster, most pharmacies and doctor's offices have it. If they don't have it yet, it's on the way. They're just trying to get it distributed around the country. Remember, for the last few weeks, I've been telling y'all the government is about to shut off free COVID care, which means that these vaccines are not going to be free. They already stopped shipping the free tests. This stuff is getting cut off, so take advantage of it while it's free. You don't want things to get really, really bad, and then you decide, okay, now I'm ready to get it, but now you got to pay $100 for it. It's you don't have to pay for it right now. Take advantage of it. We know that the vaccines work. We know that they're safe. It's else that can really be said on a broad scale to people. All right, so now that's all I wanted to mention about that. I want to bring in our first guest of the show.
Yeah, wow.
This woman is the president
GM,
and
the general
CEO
manager
of CHESPENN.
Let's go.
She's been
Let's
working
go.
for CHESPENN since
Go,
the
let's
80s,
go.
I think.
Wow.
Yes, you're correct.
It's a pleasure.
Hey, Miss Sue Harris, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. We are grateful to be presenting with you today.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for being here.
It's a great opportunity.
President and CEO right here, y'all.
Right here.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This is what leadership should always look
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
So, can you tell us about CHESPENN? I mean, I've heard of it growing up. Tell us about what it is and how long you've been here to serve the community of Chester.
Sure. CHESPENN Health Service has been in the community of Chester since 1973. They started out in a trailer, a double-wide trailer, given under Dr. Yagnick, who was a pediatrician providing care for uninsured children of Chester. They started out in a double-wide trailer on Tillman Street.
Wow.
And now to current day, we're here at this office right here, located in 125 East 9th Street in Chester.
Nice.
And we expanded those services since then to include adult care, OBGYN, behavioral health services, dental services.
Wow.
We're going to go through all those. So, adult, behavioral health, OBGYN, dental, and pediatrics.
And pediatrics.
And pediatrics. Y'all busy.
Yes,
1973.
I
That was a long time
1973,
ago.
yeah.
They handle every category.
And we've been in
It's
Chester.
major.
In Chester, all on 9th Street.
Yeah.
Or we was on Welsh Street.
I remember
so we've
on
always
Welsh
been in the
Street.
community.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, tell us about the credentials your providers have. Since so this is a clinic where people can come if they don't have insurance, right?
They could have insurance, uninsured, doesn't matter. We don't turn anybody away.
That's good. And I think that the perspective of some people is if it's a free clinic, the care must not be good. So can you tell us about the credentials that your providers have?
Yeah, all of our physicians are board certified.
Okay.
Yeah, so everybody
Board
has their
That's hard.
Yeah, there's.
That's a lot of testing.
yes.
That's a lot of study and a lot of testing. That's good.
Yeah, we've heard that before in the community. Sometimes we say, "No, they're not real doctors."
Yeah.
You know, yes, they are.
Wow.
I think for our doctors here, they have a passion for the community.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons why I think that makes them even more special, because
Yeah.
a lot of people chase the money, where our providers chase the community for it to be their health.
That's deep.
They want to be here.
They want to be
That's
here.
a big
they
thing.
all
I gotta get
choosing to be here.
Yeah, they want to
Yeah.
be here, and that's important, and that's pretty much why we really here today. It's actually really a landmark. So, and we proud to be here with you. I got one question though. So I know you told us about the process, but say I'm a brother and I just want to come in and just get some get a checkup. I'm a 40-year-old man. I want to see. I just want to get a checkup for the first time. I never did this, but I want to start getting invested in my health.
All right, so the first thing starts with an appointment.
Okay.
And then once you do the appointment, you'll have an appointment with Dr. Islam or one of our other physicians. Dr. Daniel Williams. She's new with us, so that'll be that. You will get your blood work done. You will share your concerns, and in that way, if you have anything that's really vital to you, they can start with that and then go through everything else. So you'll get a complete workup and blood work done.
All right, because I think Okay, good.
Yep,
Because
yep.
I think I'm going to do it.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to do it.
Yes, and that was Sheila in the background.
It's
That's what I'm
this
talking
one
about.
Yeah,
right here.
and we also have
This
yep.
doctor stuff rubbing off
Yeah,
too.
so if you don't have insurance, we have
Yeah.
enabling services as well that will
Nice.
qualify you for insurance. They'll do all the paperwork, assist you with that so you can get insured.
And
So
I
you
got
can-
one bonus question.
Let's go with the
All
bony.
right. All right, this is the bonus question. All right. Now, this came from one of my friends. I'm not even going to mention his name.
We ain't
but-
gonna say no
but
names.
He owned this company. But listen, he said, this is only known for STDs. I'll keep the mic. This is not the only thing that goes on here.
Can
right?
can
Go
I
ahead,
just-
the lab.
I just want to elaborate a little bit.
Go ahead.
So there was this person who had high blood pressure. He didn't have his medications, and he didn't have a doctor because he didn't have insurance. So we were talking about, I said, go to CHESPENN. They can help you. His response was, I'm not going to CHESPENN because if I do, people are going to think I have an STD. And so our question is, why do people feel like this is an STD clinic? When you said it's dental, it's pediatrics, it's adults, it's behavioral health. You ain't say nothing about the STD, but in people's minds, they feel like it's it's an STD clinic. Why is that?
I think it's some of the perceptions, and I also know, like, at one point when the state health at Fifth and Penn had closed down, we said that we would take on the patients that needed STD services. Right. So STD services is one of the services that we do provide, because it's still with healthcare. Right. Yeah. So so I think that's what happened when people said, "Oh, that's for STD." We had the same issue back in the day when HIV was prevalent, and we've been providing those services, and everybody's like, "Oh, they only do HIV." No, right. If it's a health concern, if it's a condition, we can provide healthcare services. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. So how can people contact the office to schedule an appointment?
They can call 610-872-6131 and go through the prompts and use for the schedule an appointment.
Nice. So this is for people who have insurance, people who do not have insurance, people who do not have a doctor. Mm-hmm. What's the average bill for a person that comes here?
So if you are uninsured and it was a sliding fee that you fill out the application, and it starts only from $10 up to $16. Okay. That's for medical services, and our dental services start at $30. But we also have the nominal fee is $10. If people don't even have the $10, we don't charge that. We can waive that.
So a person can come here and get full medical care and not pay anything. And I have insurance, and I'm paying about $600 out of my check every month. And on top of that, I have to pay a percentage of my doctor's offices. So it's great that we have these community health clinics available. They're all over the world. They're called FQHCs, federally qualified health centers. And I forgot to give a shout out to Dr. Thomas. Dr. Thomas is watching on Facebook, and she is in the chat. So if y'all have questions, if y'all have comments popped up in the chat, she's probably already out there with y'all. I forgot. I'm off today. I'm outside and I'm just all messed up. Dr. Thomas can drop the link to the FQHC. So if you're not in Chester and you need to find one where you are, she can make sure you have the information you need. Hey, Dr. Thomas.
I would also add too, if anybody who has insurance, a lot of times even with Medicare, you have a high copay. Mm-hmm. By us being an FQAC, you can also qualify for the sliding fee discount to get your copayment reduced. So if you might have a $50 copay, but you come here and you might just pay $10.
Wow. That's good to know. So people with Medicare can come, and instead of paying your copay that you would typically pay to see a doctor, if you come to a facility like CHESPENN, you can get that waived. That's a big deal because people are on fixed income.
Correct.
Right. So you are dropping it, President and CEO. Let us know what's going on in these streets. Well, thanks for coming out and talking to us today. That was very, very helpful. I hope someone got something. Can you repeat the phone number again in case anybody wants to schedule an appointment?
Sure, it's 610-872-6131.
Thanks, Miss Harris.
Thank you.
I'll see you soon.
All righty. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
All right.
Gee.
Yeah, I'm showing.
She's about to have a doctor.
I'm showing off.
I don't even think I knew that you didn't have a doctor.
I don't.
I don't think we talked about that.
Oh, boy. I'm going to get this long text, but it's cool. Listen. But no, I'm working on it. You know, this is what it's about. You got to wake people up and get people to start doing the right thing.
That is. Hey,
hello,
Dr. Turner.
Guys. How are you?
We're good.
How you doing?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Good to see you. So I remember we worked together with Dr. Messum's clinic, and I was like, she is so nice. She's so great. I would love to do something with her one day. So thanks for coming out.
Guys. Thanks for being here.
So Dr. Turner is a pediatrician. Can you tell us a little bit about the common reasons that people bring their children here?
Mostly for well child care, including just making sure development is up to date, growth is up to date. Shots, of course, is a big
we're
player.
going to talk about shots.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah,
but we see children from newborn care, so as soon as parents are released from the hospital, usually around day of life 3-4.
Wow.
Then every couple of weeks, then every month, and every couple of years, all the way to 21. We usually say 18, but we kind of push it, to adult age to try to transition them, especially if there's any chronic medical conditions that the pediatrician has been following. So we don't want to kick our children out, and we hold on to them, but typical ages like newborn care up until 21.
Wow, that's great. So coming out of the hospital, so for women who are pregnant, who may not have a pediatrician in mind and not exactly sure where they want to go, this is where you go.
Here. The good thing, too, is a lot of our families get their OBGYN care here. So it's a nice transition from family medicine to OBGYN to pediatric care. And it's like a full circle here.
The whole family can come here.
Absolutely.
I didn't think about it that way. Wow. Well, y'all got a gym right here in Chester. I don't want to hear about anybody that don't have a doctor.
We are here.
I don't want to hear it from anybody anymore. I'm done.
Wow.
It's over. That conversation is just over.
Right.
So let's talk about kids' vaccines.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know COVID is a big thing, but before we even go into COVID, I just want people to realize that giving multiple doses of a vaccine is very normal. It's normal. Like, you never have a vaccine where you just give one dose.
Is
that true?
Yeah, when we first started giving the COVID vaccine, I tried to talk to parents more so about the flu shot. Like, the flu shot is a vaccine that, because viruses change, viruses are smart, we have to adapt to making sure that our bodies are also fighting off the infection. But even more importantly, at the 2-month visit, the 4-month visit, the 6-month visit, we're typically giving a lot of the same vaccines. And that's to your point, that you want to boost the immune response so that when the body does unfortunately come into contact with these viruses, that we are protected against them. So I think that with COVID, because of, unfortunately, the impact that it's had on our community, on the world, that we don't really think about, like, wow, well, your body has been getting the same amount of the same vaccines for infancy, like 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 1 year, and we boost the immune response for that reason. So I think we kind of forget, and that's a good point. I actually never even really thought about it. I always thought about the COVID shot as being kind of equivalent to the flu shot in terms of a seasonality
having
of
to
it.
change it.
But the body has to kind of boost their immune response for all of the shots, including COVID, flu shot, measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox, all of the things that we don't think about as much because our bodies have been protected, or most of our kids have been protected from it for so long. But I remember having chickenpox, like
Me too.
and I haven't seen, knock on wood, I haven't seen it because we vaccinate most
I was going to
kids.
ask you, how often does somebody come in here with chickenpox?
I have not seen it.
That's a big deal.
In training, you kind of, we had more unvaccinated children, or different communities, or different immigrant populations where you might see arrests that may make you question chickenpox, but we don't really see it because we vaccinate against it. And I think that that's something that if it's out of sight, like out of memory, you don't think about it in that way. But
I remember when I first started learning about vaccines, and I learned about chickenpox, and I was like, my mom must have been an anti-vaxxer, because why did I have chickenpox? But it was because it just wasn't available yet. It didn't become available until the mid-90s. Yeah, I ain't that old, but I'm just, I'm like,
we have the natural response.
Yep. So, how important is it that parents get their child vaccinated against the flu? Is that something that we should be thinking about for our children right now?
I think it's really important. I know that there's a lot of mixed concerns about the flu shot, and the most common thing that I hear is that once you get a dose of the flu shot, your body kind of feels sick. And I try to help even my family members and our patients realize that means it's working. Like, if you get a touch of the flu shot, is better than getting the actual flu. Or if you do get the flu, hopefully it's milder because your body has been introduced to what looks like the flu. So I think it's really important, especially as we're hopefully getting out of COVID. I don't know. I'm scared to say that, but especially as we're moving past, like the
people
vaccinated. More people vaccinated.
We found solutions to combat it a little bit.
Yeah. So the flu shot is important. It's important for us, like as providers, we get the flu shot to protect our patients. It's the same for our patients protecting their family members or older family members who might not be able to fight off the infection if they do get it. So I still push for the flu shot, and we've been doing the flu shot and the COVID shot at the same time.
You can get them both together. Can you repeat that again, please?
So you can, and you can definitely do it. We have been trying to separate the COVID vaccine. If it's the first time you got the COVID shot, we use one arm. We put everything else in the other arm, especially if you've gotten the flu shot before. And mostly if you have a skin reaction. We've had so many kids down to 6 months old be vaccinated with. That's when we start the flu shot, and that's when we have the approval for COVID vaccine. And every kid has done fine here. We only had one child with a skin reaction. Okay. And even that, we consider it mild, because if you're injecting anything, any medicine, any vaccine, any lotion, any cream around that area, you could have a little skin reaction, but the kids have been doing great.
So all the kids that have gotten the COVID vaccine here have been doing fine. There have not been any problem, except for one child that had a mild skin reaction. Can you just tell us how extensive was the skin reaction? Did you go to the hospital?
No,
or was it like,
no. We usually kind of warn against, like, if you notice any rashes. That's with any shot, like any vaccine, especially when kids sometimes have eczema or they have like common skin rashes in general. You can even have a rash from a virus. So it's hard to say if it's actually the vaccine, is it the needle, is it the alcohol, is it the Band-Aid, like is it the preparation for the shot, or is it the shot? So we're so accessible that if there is a reaction, usually parents just come in and like, can you take a look at it? And that kid was fine.
Okay. All right, good. Good. Wow. I wanted to ask you, so you're a pediatrician. What's your top tip to share with parents who have small children? Like, I'm thinking of like 5 and below. What do you want us to know about providing care for our child? Like when to see the doctor, or what's, like a thing that you wish parents knew?
The importance of developmental screening. So when kids are little, especially around that infant age, parents know like, oh, my kid has to get shots. I gotta come every 2 months. But especially around that 1 to 5-year-old mark, there's a big gap between when shots are needed. So sometimes parents assume like everything's good, I don't have to go to see the pediatrician as often. But it's not. We don't want to just push shots. Like, we're here to make sure your kid is growing well. If you have any social needs, we can try to help. We do screening for autism, developmental delay, because the last thing we want to do is miss the mark for when we're doing the screening, because then it gets to the point where it becomes not too late, but delayed, and we can catch speech delays or other issues that parents, especially if parents have other kids, they're probably more experienced than me, like in terms of watching if something is not completely right, but maybe we can kind of catch things before it gets to that point, so we can do referrals and do more frequent monitoring.
I think that's a really good point. My son has a developmental delay that was called when he was about 1.5 to 2 years old, and he's in speech therapy now. So if I didn't get that screening done, I wouldn't have had known to connect him to services to help him as he continues. And so I think that's a really good important, just to remind parents, it's not about the routine vaccinations, but come in and check in with your providers to get those screenings done, to make sure that everything else is moving in the right direction for your child.
And so that you don't feel alone. Like, we're here to try. I know things are kind of limited with access to care and wait times, but at least we can try our best to bridge the gap. Mental health is a really big thing right now. There's not a lot of access to therapists in this area. So let us try to help where we can, or prescribe medicines, or do therapy, that kind of stuff. So it's really important.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Dr.
No
Turner. I
problem.
know you're
Thanks
busy. You probably got a lot of babies in there.
Giving COVID shots, flu shots right now.
All right,
All right,
thanks for coming.
All right, have a good one.
Nice talking to you.
Wow.
That was a good one.
It's
Get
a lot of
the
stuff going
screenings
on
done.
here.
Parents with little kids, get your screenings done.
Yes.
That's really important. It helped little Noah. He got an in-home speech therapist. Hey, Dr. Islam.
How are you guys?
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Thanks.
How you doing, Doc?
Thanks for coming on to the show. I want to introduce you to your new patient. His name is George Mink Jr.
Oh, wow.
George.
How you doing? Nice to meet you, sir.
Why don't I see you early then?
He just signed up today.
Yeah.
You have to speak into the mic.
Okay, yeah.
So George is going to be your new patient. He just signed up today. He is
Should
excited.
have come earlier.
I know, but this is the thing. People didn't realize all the services that CHESPENN offer, and that's why we're here. So when he found out he can come here because he doesn't have insurance, he was like, I'm gonna schedule an appointment.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Good.
schedule.
Yes, we see.
And we got benefits.
Anybody
now,
who
Doc.
comes.
Yeah,
here.
we just got employee benefits.
Sure,
Yeah,
got
so,
You- even if you don't have benefits, we see patients
Right.
without insurance. That's one of the main reasons we are here.
Right.
You know,
Appreciate
I mean,
it.
we may not be able to do everything, but we can do the basics for
Right.
a patient who has
Right.
no insurance. You know, we have the pharmacy here. Even uninsured patient
Okay.
with this pharmacy can get medication at a very abbreviated cost.
So there's a
Affordable
pharmacy.
too.
I didn't even.
Wow.
So that
The
was
Right
one of
Choice
my
Pharmacy,
questions.
yes.
Yeah. So there is a pharmacy here. I wasn't
Yes.
sure.
Right.
So that's really good to know. So you can. This is like really one-stop shopping. You can get your care here. You can get your lab tests here, and you can get your medications from here. So
Yes,
you don't have to
medication,
worry
and
about
they even deliver. If
Delivery,
patients have
you know what?
problem, you know.
I'm done with
having
CHESPENN.
to-
I am done with
No,
CHESPENN.
that's good that we
This is
highlighting these
amazing.
services,
This is really.
So
this
you are
is
becoming a
dope.
patient too?
Dope. Brand new building. All board-certified practitioners. I mean, what more can y'all ask for?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Doc, I got something for you. For the adults, like, what are the most common symptoms that you treat? What are the most common conditions like that you treat? Like,
Number 1 is diabetes.
wow.
Number 2, high blood pressure.
Wow.
Number 3 comes like lung problem, asthma, COPD. Then there are high cholesterol patients presents with, they have heart disease. Yes, but diabetes, hypertension,
All them platters.
and
them fish dinners.
it's
Right.
both of them are killers, and they are very common these days. Mostly African American and Asian patients.
Yes.
You know, this is
It's a big deal.
It's a big, huge deal.
It's a big deal, and we can't ignore it. We can't ignore it. And the tricky
and
thing with
anybody who
that,
walks into this clinic, you will be able to diagnose them with high blood pressure or if they have diabetes or not.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Even
So
if
all
they
your
have no
testing is done
insurance,
right
they
here?
don't. Yes.
all your testing is done
Wow.
right here, regardless of,
Wow.
of if you have insurance or not. And the tricky thing with high blood pressure and with diabetes is that it does not have symptoms.
Silent.
They're
killer.
called silent killers. Cancer is too, and for a lot of people. You don't know, and the only way to know is to get yourself checked out. You have to know your numbers. You have to know your blood pressure number. You have to know your blood sugar number. You have to get your screenings done. That's the only way these things are found. And unfortunately, in our community, they're usually found in the ER because you have had a heart attack or a stroke, or you have this really severe pain. You can hardly walk, and now you're finding out that you have cancer. We have got to get our screenings done to stay healthy, because I'm sure there's some. So can people come here if they are feeling great and healthy? Can they just come to see the doctor, or do you wait
But
until
I just
you're
want
really
the
sick?
Checkup. I want
the
check
best
my
checkups.
blood pressure or my sugar or check my feet.
So you come in for a checkup. We don't have to wait until you are sick to schedule a doctor's appointment.
Right.
You got to get your screenings done.
And I feel like we just got to get in prevention mode. So everything is just to prevent it. So, and just check it before something really happens. So
That's
we
the
just
best
got to
way
catch
to
up.
treat a
Doc.
disease.
I guess I
prevent
apologize
it.
for not having no shit.
You
But
didn't
I'm
know.
all right, Doc.
But
I'm
that's
gonna
why we're
really
here.
get my health together, though. Seriously, like I know it's important, and we take everything else important, but we got to take our health important. So like it's just amazing that I didn't even know, and I ride past this building every day, and now I look at this building as like a beautiful, beautiful place. Like seriously, man, keep up the great work. And I don't know, you got something else for him, Doc?
So, yeah, because I
keep
want to talk
going.
about so if a person has a screening done and they need to see a specialist, do you have specialists here, or how do they get referred? Or
Oh yeah, that's right.
what happened? That was one
Yeah,
of your
we
questions.
have to refer them. Unfortunately, we do not have a specialist like a cardiologist or a pulmonary specialist.
okay.
No, we have
If no-
to refer them, and we usually give them the referral and the numbers. Sometimes, if they have no insurance, we ask our social workers to come and help.
Oh, the social
to
workers
see-
are here too to help. Okay, great.
We have 3 social workers who are trying to help our patients. So we do have those resources.
That's awesome. So a team of social workers for people who need to get referred. They don't just say, here, go see this cardiologist, or here, go see this diabetes specialist. They make sure you get connected to the right resources, and they help you along the way. And that's huge. I think a lot of medical offices are missing that piece. I won't have a social worker. If I needed something at my doctor's office, I get a slip that says, call this number. Nobody follows up with me to make sure it was done. I mean, it's just how healthcare is in America, unfortunately, for a lot of people. But when you come to a comprehensive health clinic like CHESPENN, everything is together. It's all in one, and your entire family from birth to seniors can come here. That is just amazing. I never realized that. I never realized that my own self. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is, Doc. Real.
Okay, and you know, I've been doing this for 22 plus years here.
Have you been here for 22 years?
22 plus.
Wow.
More than
They got
22
vets in the
years.
building.
How do your patients like you, Dr. Islam? Do they like you?
They love me.
The patients love Dr. Islam?
Oh, wow.
Why is that? Why?
Because you know how I approach the patients and how I treat them.
You're a good
I
doctor.
tell them. Of course, 100% of the patients cannot like you.
Not
That's
everybody, but
possible.
most
Most of them.
the overwhelming
do like us.
majority love
and
Dr.
the other
Islam.
thing is that I have been here for a long time. That helps.
Yeah.
You know, that's being
Yeah,
a
you saved a
familiar
lot of
face
lives,
and
Doc.
stuff that
Okay.
helps.
That's
Save lives. Save lives.
to have been in Chester
Yeah.
for 22 plus years as a medical provider, I think is a really big deal, and it helps, especially when you have children coming in young, growing up, becoming adults. They have
I
seen
have
you,
many,
they know you.
Many of those patients.
Yeah,
actually.
that is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Anything you want to share with anybody?
I just want to know the community that please come here. We will do what we can. We cannot do everything.
That's
We
an
can
honest, that's an
help you
honest answer.
with your health in some ways.
Yes. Well, thanks for coming
That's
out.
Thank you very much.
We
for
appreciate
coming
your
out.
time.
Thank you. All right.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
Oh, you will. Don't you? Won't be saying
Oh, no,
hopefully,
wait a minute.
prayerfully. Nah, I'm gonna schedule your appointment for today.
All right, maybe
Hey,
next
Dr.
year.
Islam, what you doing at 1 o'clock? All right, I think we have someone from the dental team coming out to join us.
Good. I didn't even know they had dental.
I forgot they had that.
This place is
Hey,
amazing.
welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I wasn't sure who was coming, so I didn't catch your name.
It's
Are you
okay.
Tanya?
No, I'm Ty. My name is Ty
yes,
Blair.
Ty. They did tell me Ty was coming. Hi, Ty.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
So, CHESPENN provides dental. I don't think we even realize that. What age do you provide dental services for?
Oh, for all ages.
Really?
Yep. From the child that has the first teeth in the mouth all the way up to elderly. So we provide for everyone.
Wow. So, how soon should a parent bring in their young child to see the dentist? Like, when should they schedule their initial appointment?
We usually recommend up to their first birthday, so by age 1. But most kids, they get their teeth in around 6 months.
Okay.
So we like for them to come in at that time as well. That way we can go over oral hygiene and education with them.
Wow. So, as soon as your kids' teeth start busting through them gums,
Bring them.
bring them to get dental care. Very good to know. What are one of the misconceptions or misperceptions that people have about dentists? A lot of people are afraid of the dentist.
They are.
How do you feel about the dentist?
I'm very scared. I mean,
I think George need a dentist, y'all.
No, oh man, she's signing me up. But no, yeah. What you think? Okay, I keep forgetting that. But no, I don't even know what I was going to say. What I'm saying, babe.
I forgot what I asked you to. What did I ask him?
Pretty much what's the most misconception.
Right.
And it's definitely dental fear. A
Oh,
lot of
how does he
people-
feel about the
she threw
dentist?
me off.
How you feel about the dentist?
I mean, I don't like it, but I know it's important. So that's the most
Definitely.
important thing. So that's what we want to We want to present that and get that to our families. We don't want to wait until our teeth is falling out
Exactly.
or rotting or whatever. So I understand the importance of it. So I grew up but it's important. And I didn't even know that y'all had kids. Y'all got kids all the way up to adults.
Oh, yeah, everyone.
Wow.
We treat the entire family here.
So what if somebody needed like a filling? Y'all do fillings and all that too?
Yes, we do fillings. We do simple extractions. So when you first come in as a new patient, we do your dental exam. We do your x-rays just to kind of get a comprehensive idea of what's going on in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
We also offer partials as well as full dentures for patients that don't have select teeth.
Wow.
As a hygienist, I provide the cleanings. We do periodontal
Sister power.
therapies. So if you
Okay.
need like your debridements or your scaling and root plannings, we do
Okay.
that.
Wow.
So for kids, we do sealants, fluoride treatments, and then most importantly, we do education for oral health and nutrition.
What about braces?
Braces, no, but we can refer you because it's a
Okay.
specialist that would handle the braces.
Okay.
But we
'Cause
do
you know the
evaluate
kids.
you and refer you to
Okay.
them.
All right.
I'm just trying to figure out how many floors y'all got. because it looked like it's 1.5, but you do so much.
We do.
That we're like, how does it even fit inside this building to provide all these services? It is very impressive.
As far as I'm aware, it's one floor, correct? It's one floor, but we do have, it's pretty long.
It's big.
And we have wings,
It's
so
big
that
in
kind
there.
of helps. We have the medical side and then the dental side.
I see. So how often should people get their teeth cleaned?
Twice a year, so every 6 months is usually what insurance will cover, but that's the general rule. So 2 times a year.
Okay. So I take my kids to the dentist twice a year, and they want to do a fluoride treatment each time I go.
Right.
And I think if I go more than once a year and do the fluoride treatment, I get a bill for it because my insurance don't pay for it. So I say skip it and
Okay.
just do it once a year. Is that okay? Because I don't want to pay. Like, I'm already paying a premium. I'm already paying. Like, stop asking me for money. It's so annoying. So I'm like, look, just skip that one, and we're gonna do whatever the insurance cover. I'm gonna do that. Is that hurting my children in any way?
Not quite. So
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not quite. Give her a reason to think
I mean,
about
I'm an advocate for
Yeah.
doing it twice a year, but I do understand that insurance tends to, prevent you guys from being able to get it twice a year. But we are able to get fluoride in other ways. So through their
That's true.
toothpaste,
Through
and
water, right?
exactly, the fluoridated water systems. So there's ways, and just staying on top of your kids' oral hygiene, making sure they're brushing and flossing twice a day, staying away from
I
those
gotta work on
sticky
that.
foods and things like
We don't do
that.
sticky
All of that
foods.
makes a huge difference.
Wow.
So do you think I should just pay for it?
Yeah. It's for the benefit
Can I
of
get
the
them to
child.
drink more water?
Right. Just make the decision. Yeah.
Why can't they just drink more
Just
water?
drink more water.
Why do I have to pay more money? It's so annoying.
But it's so important. You're paying the money now, but it's going to save you in the
Right.
end when you think about it. You're paying for it now, but it's going to help their teeth overall.
Why
in
don't
the
insurance
general.
just cover it?
Yeah.
But why don't insurance
Right, don't
just
do
Acting
that.
cover
like a patient.
If it's
Talk
so
to 'em.
important, why
Talk
don't
to 'em.
insurance cover it? Why?
That's a
I'm
good point.
just
You
annoyed.
should talk to the insurance and have advocate for
should.
that for sure.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
think
lot of
I'ma
things
call
that
them
aren't
today.
covered.
I'm gonna call them today about that.
You are too. I know you are.
Cause I've called them before about it, but they ain't hear me. But I'm gonna tell them. I talked to Ty. Ty said y'all need to cover.
They should cover
my
it,
kids
yes.
twice a year, so I don't have to decline services that the
Exactly.
dentist is recommending.
Exactly.
All right, thanks, Ty.
You're welcome.
So George, when you making your dentist appointment?
See.
All right, one step at a time. All right, never
Yeah,
mind.
we can bring you in
Next
the
April.
office and get you
Yeah,
set up
it's
as a new patient.
Next April.
Right.
Sí.
Oh.
Sí, para la comunidad hispana estamos aquí.
She got superpowers.
I got
She's a
superpowers.
superhero.
That's right, Ty.
Yes.
How did you learn Spanish?
I actually studied it in college.
Oh, where'd you go to school?
So I moved up here from South Carolina, so I went to Furman University. It's
Okay.
a college, a
Nice.
liberal arts college down there.
Nice.
Wow.
I learned
Proud.
Spanish. I had my best friend, her and her family, they taught me like the fluency part
Yeah,
of it.
sure.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm able to help, translate here for the
that's
Hispanic
major.
community, the patients,
major.
and that helps out a lot.
She just put her whole cape on.
Wow. What?
She was like, wait a
Yo.
minute. I speak multiple languages.
Right. Wow.
That's awesome, Ty. Well, thanks for coming out and hanging with
Yes,
us.
thank you for having me.
I'm
I
honored.
appreciate it.
I'm gonna start getting my kids' teeth fluoride twice a
Definitely.
year.
Yeah, we gotta stay on her. We gotta stay on
Definitely.
her. 'Cause you,
I'm a mess
she
too.
a patient too. She a doctor and a patient.
I'm a whole patient.
She's
And
a patient.
especially like for the patients that are like really nervous or anxious, or it's been a long time since you've been to the dentist, so you have that dental fear that you're gonna have a bunch of bombed out teeth. Or if you just want to have like a new dental home, like definitely come and see us. Like we're here for the community. We're here to help everyone, and we're very warm and welcoming. My whole mission is just to make everything as comfortable and painless as I can. I'm not going to make no promises like it doesn't hurt at all, but that's my goal and mission, just to make it as comfortable. That way you'll come more often as you should.
amazing.
So definitely stop in CHESPENN and see us
y'all
for
bless us in the
sure.
Can you give us a number again?
Ooh, the number. What is it?
You a number
874-6231.
Thank you.
Yes.
So if anyone needs to schedule your dentist appointment, you can definitely do that. Ty, I just want you to leave us, Ty, with your top tip. Like, what do you want to share with your patients or potential patients? What do you wish people knew?
That prevention is everything. I think a lot of people wait until it's too late to come to the dentist. So it's so important to come twice a year because we're able to catch things while they're small. So definitely try to stay on top of your biannual visits. stay on top of the brushing, flossing. I know it's a pain. It's a hard habit to make routine, but it's so important. It's going to save you so much more money in the long run.
Wow.
Money, pain, and save your teeth.
Yes.
Like, just keep the teeth you were born with. Why you want to worry about
Right.
putting in the fake tooth if you don't have to? Now, some things
I
happen
agree.
and you don't have a choice. But when you have a choice, let's do our best.
Yes, definitely.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yes, thanks
Ty.
for having
nice
me.
To meet
Nice
you.
to meet you guys as well. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Adios.
Adios. Hasta luego.
Wow, too funny.
All right, now we're going to close out the show with Miss Tamara Fox, our business development
Here we
director.
go.
She has been our production assistant and making sure our healthcare providers come out in a nice stream and
Nice.
flow. Hi, Miss Tamara.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks. Make sure you're just talking to the mic. Yeah. So, as a business development director, I thought that was an interesting role because I know that this is that you receive funds from the federal government.
We do.
To help pay your bills. So, why do you need more money?
Yeah.
Than what the government sends?
So my role as development director is fundraising, but it's also communications and marketing.
Oh.
Right.
So we want to communicate with the whole community. We were just talking earlier about so many people who could benefit from CHESPENN don't even know we're here.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's also part of my job.
Right.
But a big piece of it is a lot of times people look at FQHCs. That's sort of the acronym for what we're called. We like Community Health Center
Right.
better.
I like community
Health
Center,
Center.
too.
I
But
like that.
we do get federal funding.
Right.
And so people assume that means we're rolling in money,
Right.
and that's all we need.
Ain't they
But
sending enough money now?
no,
but-
you're just paying the bills.
we're barely paying. Yeah, we're paying the bills
Right.
in a basic way.
Right.
But, you know, the healthcare workforce marketplace has gotten incredibly competitive.
I'm sure.
And we are so proud. I mean, you've met some of our providers. They're fabulous.
They
We want to be
are.
able to keep them. We want to be able to recruit more providers just like them. And we have to compete with Jefferson and Penn and Christiana Care and every private practice out there.
Yeah.
We want to make sure our patients continue to get the very best quality health care. We feel that's a human right. And so we want to build some real passion and excitement in the community about what we do. And that means people who need our care will know to come here and get it.
Right.
People who appreciate what we do and have the ability are going to reach out and help make that possible.
Wow.
So it kind of sounds like you do get some government money, but it's not enough to attract the top talent that you need to provide the best care that you can provide.
And there's always more that we can do. You know, if we have the resources, we can add more support staff. We can provide more social supports.
Yep.
We can do more health education.
Right.
We can provide more wellness programs. We've got lots of fabulous ideas. We just need people to stand up with us and make all of that happen here and in Upper Darby and in Coatesville.
Right.
That's great. What are some of the challenges you have experienced to fundraising? Like, who do you go after? Individuals or companies, or like how do you? How do you get it done, Tamara?
Yeah.
How do you
Well,
get it done?
The statistics are that most fundraising comes from individuals. A lot of people think, you know, go talk to the corporations, and that's great. And we do get some corporate funding. We get some foundation funding. But something like 80% of all charitable giving in the United States comes from individuals. The biggest challenge is that it's a big, big nonprofit community. So we have to find a way
Gotta fight.
to kind of rise above or stand out and get our message heard over all of the background noise. And that's the biggest challenge.
I can imagine that. Do you have any events that you have, or is there anything you want to talk about, you know, so that any of our viewers that may be interested in supporting in some kind of way, we can do that?
Funny you should ask that question.
What you got coming up, Tamara?
So, next year is our 50th anniversary.
Wow.
We're going to celebrate all year.
Oh, y'all 50.
Yes, we
Okay.
party
And-
all year.
All year. But in the spring, in May, and we don't have an exact date yet, but we're going to have a dedication here. Sue mentioned Dr. Rekha Yagnik, who was our founding pediatrician.
Right.
We're going to name this building for her.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to have a little
Amazing.
party to celebrate that in
We're gonna
May.
celebrate with you.
And then we're thinking September, October, maybe late October, maybe a Halloween party, but we haven't decided for sure.
Nice.
We're going to have just a really big celebration and welcome the community and try to bring in some donors and show them what we've done over the last 50 years and what we can do going forward.
Right.
So we got some plans.
50 years. Wow, that is incredible. Make sure we get an invitation.
We absolutely
We
will.
want to be there to,
Yeah.
help to support and to help to bring recognition to what Dr. Yagnik started.
Absolutely. And anybody who wants to keep up with our plans, like our Facebook page.
Okay.
We're on Instagram. We're on
Okay.
LinkedIn.
Wow,
If
they
you
have
happen to be on
camera.
LinkedIn,
They got social media, yo.
we got some social media,
that's
and we'll
good.
keep
That's
and,
good.
and on our website we'll keep everybody up to date on
that's
when the
good.
events are and what they're going to be and where they're going to be and everything you need to know.
Because all it's really going to take is us just knowing these things
Mm-hmm.
and working with you. So we'll have stuff at the table and we're promoting this beautiful facility. I mean, wow, we came right at the right time.
We're really grateful.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
did. Well, you can thank,
It's an amazing place.
his name is Jean-Pierre Bryce. Everyone knows him as Uncle P. Y'all can really thank him because he had said
we'll make
something
sure
about
to
this
say a
place
big
that we
thank
needed
you.
to clarify. We had to clarify if what he said about this place was true. And we came and we clarified today. So y'all can thank
They
him.
do way more than that. So
Do you
it's
want to
fine.
talk about the behavioral health a little bit? Because we didn't have anyone
Yeah.
to join
Yeah,
us.
give us a
So
little
what is
bit.
behavioral health and why does that even matter?
Okay, so this is one of my favorite topics, so I'm really glad that I'm going to have to do them proud. But,
Good.
we've talked about how we like to integrate healthcare. You know, at one time we thought medical care was medical care and dental care was dental care and behavioral health was behavioral health. It's all one human person.
Wow.
And we are learning more and more the more we study about how absolutely critical your behavioral health is to your general health. You can't treat your physical health without really addressing behavioral health.
Wow.
We also know that if I'm a physician and I see that maybe you're feeling some depression or some anxiety and I want you to get some help, if I give you a referral and say, please go see somebody, that's not very likely to happen.
Yep,
But if I can walk you down to the hall to one of our behavioral health counselors and introduce you,
Right.
now it's not scary. Now
Yeah.
there's no stigma. And you're just going to your health center. So it's so much easier for people to get behavioral health if they can come here. And then we can really address that in the context of their whole health.
Yes. That's a big deal. So we're talking about if you need to speak to a therapist or a counselor about stress. Stress management was a big topic on last week's show. They can provide those services. This is the most comprehensive medical practice that I've ever been to. Really,
It
It
is.
really is because
It
it has
absolutely
everything.
is.
It has the dentistry, it has the pharmacy, it has medical care for all adults, well, for all ages. It has behavioral health, counselors and social workers. I mean, I don't think it gets any better than this.
It doesn't.
Wow. I think I want to do our show here every
just
week.
gonna shoot here
Yeah, we just gonna
in
be
the
here.
sun
This gonna
every
be our
week.
permanent location, huh?
You want to talk about health, you just keep coming here because we can talk about all of it.
Right.
That's
Right.
awesome.
Wow.
Well, thank you so much for hosting us and for letting us
Thank
crash
you.
your lawn.
Right.
Listen, we are
Yeah,
so
beautiful
grateful that you
facility.
came out to talk to
Yeah.
us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yep,
y'all,
yep,
I
yep.
mean, wonderful. I'm gonna sign up for therapy too. So
Okay.
I'm gonna just do everything in here. All right. Like,
Just
We're going to
get
do dentist
everything.
next year, but that's all right. That's all right. We're going to take what he wants to do and we're
gonna-
going to move with
yeah, I
it.
might see a therapist too, though. It's probably time.
That's good, G. That's a big deal. That's a big
Okay.
deal.
Yeah, it is though. We downplaying it, but it is a big thing, and
Yep.
that's major that you are providing behavioral health services because we know for a fact that it is a part of our development. So it's like you have to have all these services for everything to work. So is there one-stop shopping here?
One-stop
Yeah,
shop.
let's
Come and get
go.
it done, and
Yeah.
you don't even have to have any
Yeah.
money. Now, I don't
Yeah,
even know where
now
you get
what-
kind of
what
deal like
excuses
that.
you gonna make now?
I don't want to hear it.
You can't I can't make no excuse
I
now
don't
because I
wanna
was
hear it.
saying, you know, we didn't cover the dental plan. So now we got. I
He was
free-
complaining because I don't offer him dental insurance.
right.
And Now I don't got to.
Nah.
Just when I was about to call my broker.
Right.
Now I don't got to.
Right. But nah, this is beautiful though.
This is good stuff. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate being here and being able to let the community know that these services are here. So 50 years, 50 plus more years, let's just keep the party going.
Big highlight in the community. A wonderful building. Is a landmark.
Yep.
And it's quality folks in here. That's the most important thing.
That care.
Like, y'all got quality. Everybody that came up here has some quality and good folks, old school quality. So that's what we give. They give tender care in here.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Tearing me up. Nah. But seriously, like, it's beautiful to have you here, to be a part of this movement. And anything we can do, because this is Doc Lane. She wants to be able to.
I love this stuff.
I mean, COVID took off, but our real mission is to know that let our people know, like, our health, and take very importance of doing the right thing, you know. So
this is it.
Yeah, this is our mission. So this is a beautiful thing.
It is. It is. So we're gonna wrap up now. We don't have anything on the books in terms of vaccine clinics or outreach events. I did just hear that Chester High Homecoming is next month, so I'm gonna see if we can do a vaccine clinic there. So come through, get your vaccine and your booster. I love when people get vaccinated for the first time. So if you're not vaccinated yet, I don't want you to wait. But if you want to wait, you can come and make arrangements. I'm gonna reach out to the school district and see if I can do another homecoming vaccine clinic. So stay tuned for that. Right. I think that's it. Next week's show, I'm gonna bring on a therapist, actually, because in our stroke show last week, Uncle P talked about stress a lot. So we're gonna unpack that a bit and talk to the guys, especially the black men, about how to manage their stress better. So tune in next week, next Wednesday, same time. I'm gonna be back in the AC because I'm out here sweating. But we gonna same time, different place. All right, I'll see y'all next week.
I have a good one.
And so I think it's important that you understand the clinical trial process. I'm not saying that the pill is bad. I just want you to think about how to make health decisions for yourself. You want to be especially vigilant, especially staying on top of it. Once I got the information I needed, I started to move in that direction, how to make health decisions for yourself.
In your mind, what would you say to brothers that's not vaccinated, or just people in general?
I'm glad to hear you are protected, and thanks for being so honest here on Keeping It 100, because that's what we do.